don't sleep with people until the last week. Because otherwise you get in fights with everybody in your group. People are being like, oh, but he was mine, but she was mine. And it's all just messy. Crazy and messy.
You wake up to them the next day on the bus looking like poo. Realistically.
You do.
It's awkward. Hey everyone and welcome to my video. This is my friend
Ailie. Hi.
And today we are talking about Contiki. Last year we went on a Contiki for 2 weeks around Europe, and it was called European Discovery, and we're just going to talk to you all about it, things you might want to know, things you'll need, and all that jazz.
Kind of depends where you're going. If you're going on like a longer trip, I guess there's some like essential things that are still applicable, and then, you know, some other things that are maybe a bit more specific.
We are going to get started. Okay. Things worth knowing.
Your ankles will swell.
Ankles will swell. I would like to insert a photo here, but I don't want to put you through that.
The plane and then landing and then maybe just all that travel when you're sitting down all the time. Elevating your ankles if possible, if you feel comfortable enough around your Contiki family. But it was crazy. And I don't even know what you can do about it. But
our ankles went down after the flight, don't get me wrong, but because you're traveling and you're doing stuff and you're in different climates,
walking all the time, and
you're walking all the time, then you're on a bus and you're stationary for so long and your feet are just there. They're not doing anything. So I recommend moving them around a lot. There is a sign in the bus that says move them around, but I did not see that sign.
Thongs or shoes that you can wear that don't necessarily need an ankle to fit in them, because we had a friend who was having to like buy flats and always wearing flats and having to borrow thongs and things like that because her feet couldn't fit into anything else. They were massive. They went down eventually when she got home. Everything swells. When you buy jewellery, be aware.
Your fingers are going to swell anyway.
Probably like 1 or 2 sizes bigger than they normally are.
Getting ready time, if you're going on a night out, you are not going to have an hour to get ready for that. You are going to have probably half an hour. At most. Yeah, you're lucky if you get 45 minutes. Good on you. Well done. Cherish it. I recommend getting a good foundation so it stays on. Setting sprays. Good.
Don't leave valuables. Don't go leaving your camera on the chair. Don't go leaving your phone, or people who took like iPads and stuff like that.
Hopefully though, when you stop off, you think to bring your camera and phone, because you're going to be seeing something pretty cool or different than your normal everyday life anyway. So bring those things with you.
With phones, SIM card. Contiki says to have like the JT SIM card thing that they say that you should get, because obviously you're in a different country and you're going to have to need the number that works there and all that thing. We were in London first and we went to 3. Which we don't have in Australia anymore. We went to 3 and we decided to use their SIM card instead of the one that Contiki suggested, just because there are a few strange loopholes in the JT one. 3 was awesome. The 3 SIM card worked in the number of different countries, the plan that we got, a number of different countries that we were going into, which meant we got data in those countries as well as messaging. And the rest of the time we just had to use the free Wi-Fi. So I think looking at SIM cards and looking at, like, if that's something obviously you want to do with posting photos, talking to your family, being able to even talk to each other, I think is really important.
Yes, very important.
So I think, looking at SIM cards, looking at 3 or whatever country you're in, most of the Contikis start out of London. So maybe if you get there a couple of days before, check it out and see if the plans work for you kind of overseas, because it just makes life so much easier.
Wi-Fi on the bus. In the brochures it says they have Wi-Fi on the bus. So I think just being naive,
we got free Wi-Fi.
Along with the rest of the bus. It isn't.
A certain amount of time, like a designated amount of time for Wi-Fi, but you do have to pay for it on a card, like Wise. So not free Wi-Fi on the bus. They have it, but
that's why we recommend getting the 3 SIM card, which was £15 for a whole month.
When we got it,
and some countries weren't obviously on the
list of countries it worked in.
But it did the job, and we could Snapchat and call our family and
Insta and Facebook and all that kind of thing.
An emergency contact number
for your tour manager.
Yes, you all have a tour manager on your Contiki trip, but For some reason, I don't know, there probably is like proper regulations against it, because I don't know why they'd oversee something that's quite important. But one thing we found is that if we were ever in a pickle and we're running like 5 minutes late, they're very punctual. They'll leave right on the dot. But if you were in the predicament where you're stuffed, basically,
someone's hurt themselves, maybe like you have to stay with them.
Yeah, you get sick, you're on the toilet, so you can't rush to the meeting point. Yeah, you have to make your own way home. That is pretty scary. You literally got to a new city that day and all of a sudden you're like, I don't even know where our hotel is. Like, you get a sheet that says your names,
the hotels you're staying at in each country, and you get another sheet as well that says maybe like the emergency contact numbers of the country and that sort of thing.
Of course.
But there wasn't anything that was like, hey, call your leader, this is my number. Yeah. And like, let me know that like you're alive, and that, for example, you have someone injured and you can't make it. Or there was nothing like that. You might want to ask your tour managers about it specifically. We didn't think of it until like the end of our trip. Yeah. We were like, hey, that's weird. Yeah. So I reckon ask and see whether they are like, yeah, okay, you can have this number or da-da-da, or just be prepared that they're not going to.
A little bit of advice I'd give is become Facebook friends with your Contiki group straight away. So if you ever are in a pickle and you have a little bit of data in the country that you're in, if you have a good SIM card, you can Facebook anyone from it. Yeah. And hopefully they'll respond in the next 5 minutes so they can tell you what's happening. Yeah. Or, just
old school, like get their number.
Yeah, but again, that would cost like
WhatsApp.
More. Yeah, WhatsApp, true.
There is a toilet on the bus, but it is only to be used in emergencies. So we thought like, oh, there's the toilet on the bus, you could use it whenever you want. But we were told not really.
So it doesn't get cleaned out. So if you, like, there's no flusher. So if
50 people use the bus at once and you're all not feeling super fab, then it's like the driver like empties out the little bucket, whatever it is, after. Or it goes straight onto the road.
No, you're not allowed to poo in that toilet. You can't poo in that toilet.
Oh yeah.
You can only wee.
You couldn't. You could only wee. So
no pooing.
Just be wary. Yeah. You will get toilet breaks obviously like between your, stops off when you're driving to country. But normally you're 2 hours, 3 hours on the bus. So you really have to kind of hold on and then use those times when you are getting food and lunch to also pee. Yeah. Or what you said poo, but I didn't know whether we wanted to be that forward, but yeah, that too.
Also, something that is cool when you're driving to your next destination, the first day we drove through Belgium, so we did one stop off there, and I'm just gonna like let you guys know, make the most of your stop offs. Try different foods. Don't get your typical burger and chips. If you can, go to the deli where they have beautiful like arrangements of foods that are just amazing, and they're catered to be different. Like they're not your normal. So go at be out there.
Western foods.
Yeah. Your Contiki manager will tell you that too. That's just sort of be smart. You're not gonna, like, when's the next time you're gonna be here?
Experience. Yeah.
Experience. No regrets. No regrets.
Hashtag no regrets.
Hashtag.
Speaking of hashtag no regrets, I tried to take that super, I'm gonna say liberally, but I didn't buy something on one of our stops off, and afterwards super regretted not buying it. And from then on decided, you know what, I'm just gonna buy anything that I see that I want, because I don't want to regret not buying it. That was my philosophy when we were away. I didn't really care how much money I spent because I thought, look, this isn't my experience. Whereas, like, for example,
I went on a very tight budget. I was like the opposite. I didn't really want to be spending too much money. I spent a lot of it on my exclusions, so the activities that Contiki didn't pay for. But besides that, it's not like I was being tight. I just was like, do I really need these things? Do I really need to buy like a really heavy stein and think to carry that all the way back home? Like,
you have to carry that all the way home, and it's like 5 kilos in your bag.
Like
it takes up a lot of room.
Yeah. I mean, in saying it though, if you want memories, good for you, but for me, my memories were like, my memories were like train tickets and like tickets to go into places and things.
And like I kept all that stuff, and I think that's what's really fun. Like you keep all like the tickets, the the little cards, business cards for the cabaret and the
even if they get crumpled, it's like that's when I dropped it and then like it fell in a puddle. And so like a cool story.
Yeah, and I've made like a scrapbook and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you're cute.
Yeah.
Most likely you're gonna be like Ailie, but for me, I was on a tight. I didn't want to be feeling like, oh my god, I need to call mum and dad and be like, please help me. Foods, quickly.
Diet.
Check your reviews. Check your reviews on the trips that you're going on, because people will break it all down and say this restaurant wasn't that great. We just thought, bite the bullet, we'll just do whatever, because most of the group would do it too.
All of the things that, when they say, oh, we're going to take you to dinner here, and we're going to take you for breakfast here, and we were like, yeah, that's fine, we'll go to all these places.
Yeah.
But yeah, like check that, you know, look at the reviews and see whether someone went, you know what, we went here, and even though it was free, technically, because it was included, the food was shit.
Yeah. But that was breakfast.
Check that out.
Breakfasts were free. Dinners, some
were included. Some was like, we're going to take you out to a nice place.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I mean, yeah, it's different. Like, you might like the food, but in some cases, it wasn't that great. I just recommend looking at reviews. And yeah, you might be the same with us and just be like, oh, stuff it, we'll just do it, because I don't really want to find my own place to have food, especially if I'm by myself, if you're traveling by yourself there.
Yeah.
Completely understandable. Just do it. It'll be fine. It's just not, if you're in Italy and you're wanting to try the best pizza, we didn't find it to be the best pizza. So
yeah. I think look at where it is as well, and when you go for lunches by yourself, especially like if you've just come out of a beautiful monument that everybody goes to see in Rome or in Paris, don't go to restaurants that are right there with a view, because they will be really expensive and probably not that fabulous food-wise. Yeah. We ended up leaving the Vatican, and yeah, we walked for like
20 minutes
and found the hella best place with the best pizza. Yeah. And actually,
really good deals.
Yeah, and ended up being a TripAdvisor thing. So actually check TripAdvisor and like out for, like little like cafes and restaurants and things like that, which was something we could have done more of. Yeah. If you're a real foodie and that kind of thing.
Also, I live life mostly gluten-free. I say that because I should be gluten-free, but sometimes I have my little,
cheeky moment.
Yeah, basically I can have gluten for like one meal of the day, but if I keep having it for the rest of the meals, I will feel like poo. When I was doing all my forms to join Contiki, I wrote that I'm gluten-free, because I just thought, why would I want to be like feeling like poo on an amazing trip? But that is one thing that I would do differently the next time I go, because I found that we would go to a pizza place and my tour manager would be like, yeah, you'll be getting gluten-free bases, cool. And that's fine, I get it, he probably doesn't know, but I didn't. I got like a really bland risotto that I had to put so much salt in just to like
get an ounce worth of flavor out of.
Yeah, it was just like so bland, and I felt like I was missing out. People had pizzas, mind you, like whole pizzas, and you just had one piece of each, so it's not like a full pizza each. Yeah. So, but it was horrible. It wasn't horrible.
Really
it was just like,
it was shit.
It was terrible.
The pizzas weren't great at that place either. Yeah. Hence what we just said before. I was really disappointed for you.
Yeah. If anything, if you have to be gluten-free, I get it. Sorry, that's just the way it is. But for me, I didn't have to, and it was one thing I regretted. And also, I'm an adult. If I know I shouldn't be having gluten now, I would have just controlled. I wouldn't have had gluten. I would have just
controlled portions on.
Yeah, exactly. If you have to, on your way home, go to the closest little knick-knacky shop and get like something that is gluten-free there. So at the end of your Contiki trip, your Contiki manager will ask for a tip.
For the driver and themselves.
Yeah.
Your driver is amazing. Your driver is like the heart and soul of your entire trip.
Sometimes, we had a great driver.
We had a great driver. But you're gonna be asked to tip them both.
They say on average, it's like €2 a day. This is when we went to Europe, obviously. And that, for our trip, was €24. If you work it out, if you work it out, someone did a currency converter, and if we all gave €24 each to both of them, they'd get about like $1,000 Australian over that. So
for the 12 days that we went,
I get it. They're doing a hard job because they're not seeing their families, and it's using yourself. You're 50 people's like leader. Yeah, I understand, but I do also understand that
us as 20-year-olds going on Contiki, and with me like buying everything that I saw, and you being on a tight budget. Yeah, money doesn't grow on them trees.
If you're not gonna enjoy your tour manager and your driver a lot, go for it.
You're never gonna see these people again. And I think at the time
Yeah.
we were like, I was like, oh no,
They're
like
gonna
they're
judge.
gonna hate me.
Yeah.
But they're not.
They don't know you. They don't know what sort of budget you're on. If you're on a budget, whatever you think they deserve, give it to them. Don't be afraid. Don't feel awkward about it. Write a little comment. But other than that, it was an amazing trip.
So much fun.
You meet 50 people. Whether you end up liking them all or not, that's your choice. That is your decision. We ended up liking all of ours. We're open-minded people. We're open to making new friends, of course, and we're easy to get along with. So
we're pretty awesome.
we are. But we had the best trip. There are 50 people that you're probably never going to see again in the same spot again. So really use your time wisely. Ask as many weird questions as you want
about all the different countries and play up that Australianism and all those weird things, or wherever you're from, and the way that different people talk and the way that like, it's just you're discovering and traveling through these amazing countries as much as you're learning about countries that all the people in your group are from.
Yeah,
so
and it's amazing. And then you've got connections. We've got connections in Canada. We've got connections in America. We've got connections in Trinidad. Like, you know, it's cool to know that you've been on this trip with a bunch of people that no one else knows about because they weren't on it. They can't really understand it at the same lengths. And okay, we've now come back home. We've seen one group of girls that we were like really good friends with, and that was amazing. But realistically, you're not going to be able to see everyone that's in your area anyway. But when we were still overseas, we did stay with a couple of our friends still in England.
Visited us.
Yeah,
in
people
London,
visited us.
We
went out for breakfast in Edinburgh. Like, as much as these were warnings or little tips for you guys, alongside that, you have the funniest bus memories. People farting and you're like, oh, that was a bit soon, you know, like it's just so much good memories, and it's so interesting learning about different people from all areas of the world, different ages and everything, and it'll be one of the best times of your life. Or if you get to go on more than one Contiki, good for you.
And our group was like a real like little family. Like we were the youngest, and that was kind of really strange. But there are other groups and their lessons of, you know, when you tell people you're going to Contiki and they're like, oh my gosh, you're going to
have sex every night.
So much.
With your people on your bus.
Well, yeah, we met up with a girl afterwards, and she'd been on her 35-day one through all of Europe, and she said that her manager told them, don't sleep with people until the last week, because otherwise you get in fights with everybody in your group. People are being like, oh, but he was mine, but she was mine, and it's all just crazy and messy. And these people you spend every single waking moment with.
You wake up to them the next day on the bus looking like poo. Realistically,
you do.
It's awkward.
So like, not that people didn't, you know, sleep with each other in our group,
but our group was a bit more like reserved. We didn't find out about everything. It wasn't like completely all about gossip, which it can be. Yeah, and I know that some people
with that, which is good.
Yeah, we met other people in other Contiki groups at different nights out, and they thought it was horrible. But whereas I think we were just really lucky with the group that we got, and we became like brothers and sisters with every one of them. We were lucky. Yes, we are going to say goodbye. And if you are going on Contiki trip soon, have so much fun, good luck, and take into consideration what we said.
Yeah,
you know,
enjoy every moment. And leave comments and questions below. I don't know if that's a thing.
That's okay, that can be a thing.
It was nice
to see you
to be here.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries, thank you for coming.
About our trip.
Okay.
It was fun.
We'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye. Do it like this.